Hey everyone! Before I get into it, I gotta let you know some changes are coming to the powder picker. Why? Because I've been trying to cajole Whistler into the 21st century of weather literally since the last century. Not kidding. It all began in the early 90s when I first encountered Whistler as a client. Since that first call, I've been trying to make a case for better weather for snow enthusiasts like us here. Uncle, I give. There is and never has been anyone in this town that's serious about weather as a safety and decision driver. Shocking, but true. You know, I hang with some pretty next-level meteorologists, for example, Trevor Smith, the lead forecaster for the 2010 Olympics. You don't get that job for nothing. Trevor now travels all around the world, consulting with every new host country about what he led in weather forecasting during the 2010 games. Brad Snyder, head of techniques and training for Pacific and Yukon region. Who knows the weather issues better than that guy? Both retired. I won't speak for them, but I can tell you, I've had some pretty hilarious beer club chats with friends in the weather game, call them, guffawing about the way this town and this resort approaches the single most important variable in the customer satisfaction and safety equation. The meteorologically inclined mind boggles at the endless weather amateur hour here. My friends at Whistler Laugh Out Loud could do more than a week on the local weather gong show, I'm sure of it. Now, to be fair, which I'm not very good at, it's not surprising the revolution in meteorology went unnoticed here in Whistler. And here's where children should leave the room and come back when I start talking about climate change. Relax, kids. You're going to be fine. And all these climate bullies, they're going to get what they deserve in just a few short years. And the best part, they'll all be dressed up pretty in pink where they get it right between the eyes. I digress. The main reason no one noticed that weather went all super reliable on us and therefore potentially profitable, actually there's plenty of blame to go around, and I'll gladly accept some of it too, as long as the Weather Service comes clean about its own dumbassery. The main reason is television news, which, by the way, was another one of my grandiose plans to professionalize that went one step forward, then 10 steps backwards, eventually arriving at the bubble-headed bleach blondes now coming on at 5. Calling themselves meteorologists for reasons unknown to real meteorologists. Imagine someone faking a lawyer every night on the news, or an indigenous person. Think there wouldn't be hell to pay for that one? And my lame-ass weather colleagues sit back in silence, twiddling thumbs, and watching the whole cheap charade. Ooh, we're too nice to say anything. And besides, someone might say something on LinkedIn. Wah! This is, of course, a result of news directors like Bhupinder over there at Global BC who replied thus: "So-and-so is a big part of our news team, and we have no issues calling so-and-so a senior meteorologist, even though so-and-so has no credentials." Well, that's great, Bhupinder, because I have no issues calling you an asshole who ought to be fired for producing every day at the anchor desk a ridiculous game best titled, "This Meteorologist Has No Clothes." Do you really think your audience is that stupid? I tell you, Boop, you're the stupid one poking more holes in the hull of the sinking ship that is television news. Your craft is going down, buddy. Have you not noticed? And all the hot air the promotions team can generate about so-and-so ain't gonna help. It's all stale. That's a very long way to say change is coming to the powder picker. I'm sick up and fed in a fun way, but not of the picker audience, because you guys are the peeps I leaned into late in my career. Mountain enthusiasts and mariners were my favorite clients. You folks are serious about your weather like me. That's why I spend so much time on shift even, trying to create a better weather consultation system for Avalanche professionals. And I'd say by working with the genius level talent at Avalanche Canada, and by hiding everything I was doing from my dingbat employer, Environment Canada, I think we made some improvements. Check out the Avalanche Canada weather page for the evidence. You know, when I started this powder picking thing, I really thought someone, some corporation, somebody would jump in and sponsor. It seems like I've got a very focused group of keeners who probably sport the best gear on the planet and upgrade it regularly. Then again, I'm a civil servant, although I'd never do that again, and not a marketer. So what the hell do I know? It's not happening. And the worst thing you can do in life is give it away free. So I'm done giving away the product of 40 years passionately pursuing weather, broadcasting, the spokesperson thing, and powing. But not just yet. A couple things I need to line up prior to launch. Stay tuned. Oh, I almost forgot the weather. At the state this morning, 16 new in the past 12 hours and 17 in 24. Yesterday's forecast, a min of 13, a mean of 19, and a max of 24. Bingo, bango, bongo. Here's the new picker. Tomorrow 7, with a range of 4 to 12. Then look at Tuesday, Wednesday, 20-ish. But both have pretty big spreads from 13 to the 30s with 9 models in the Super Dave Ensemble Tuesday and 5 Wednesday. That's powder picking context and perspective, folks. You don't get that anywhere except right here. By now, all but the newest newbies should have deep in their souls a clear conceptual model of how the prediction game works. Let me rerun it for the newbies. Any prediction about anything is nothing more than worthless speculation unless it includes a date, some measure of the inherent uncertainty, which every prediction has, and a verification track record that is the final piece in the trust trilogy essential to answering this question. Should I bother investing even a penny in a scary, or happy, if there ever was such a thing, prediction about the future if you've never got it right in the past, your models are not fit for purpose, and you're deliberately hiding the monstrous uncertainty in your lame-ass methodology? Does everyone understand why I cannot tolerate climatologists? Do you see the connection, or disconnection rather, between my world and theirs? You know, it's been said that any discipline with the word science in the title is almost guaranteed to have nothing to do with it. Now think about that, climate scientist. Hell, all of you think about it. Climate isn't even a thing. It's just an abstraction of weather. It's the numbers in a spreadsheet. It does not exist except in our imaginations. How can something that doesn't even exist drive the thing from which it derived in the first place? Logic, people, logic. You're on that spinny thing at the play park. Get the hell off before you puke. You don't experience the climate, you just experience the weather. Over and over and over and over again. Frankly, climate doesn't even deserve to be a word. The title Statistics of Weather would be far less misleading. And who knows, maybe then these so-called scientists might be obliged to develop some talent in statistics. Because as it stands, they clearly have none. Just ask a proper statistician. You know, not that long ago, there was no such thing even as a climate scientist. Oh my, weren't those the days? Now they're like stink bugs everywhere. Only stink bugs have more backbone and would respond to the constant chirping challenges of a cocky weather guy who only wants to debate them live about the goddamn weather here in BC. Better leave it at that. It's getting late, and I'm still in my bloody pajamas. I'm coming, honey!